Good morning from Bobblehead Enterprises. I am Jeff. Today is Friday. It is 26 degrees. So I'm at my new place bright and early, and I'm going to build my first fire in the wood stove. They built one for me the other day, but today I get to build it myself. First up, I need some kindling to get this fire started. It. Didn't have time to make my own breakfast this morning, but I had some waiting for me. Thanks again to Amanda from Albany Mountain Homestead. We've got some blueberry bars, and they were delicious. This is my new favorite place to sit in the entire world right now. 26 degrees outside, and it's warm enough in here and take my hoodie off and my ears won't freeze. No big plans today for the house coming down here. The big plans for today is that Drew and I are launching our collaboration channel. It is called The Noisy Neighbors with an exclamation point on the end. The Noisy Neighbors. And I will put a link down in the description, and I'll try to leave a comment from The Noisy Neighbors and pin it. So The Noisy Neighbors is our collaboration channel. I just came up with the name out of the blue. I was driving down here one day, and we had just gone through the whole kerfuffle with playing the prank that Drew was a very noisy neighbor. And I think it'll work. I think it'll work. So today I came down here. That was the big plan for today, was to shoot our first video for the Noisy Neighbors. So after you get done watching this one, go have a look at our first video, or go right now and come back. Yeah, do what you gotta do. I think it'll be a fun channel, and we'll just go from here. Now, it is gonna be cold in the forecast here for the next 4 or 5 days. It might be below freezing, and in fact it's gonna be below 0 on Monday, I think they're saying. Yeah, so nice to have this wood stove going today. I don't feel like filming the rest of the video. And I got this little rocker chair that I pulled out to put next to the stove, just for now. I'll move it back later because it's in the way of the kitchen door. Let's go. I don't want to do this. It's so cold outside, but let's go have a look around at all of the outdoor activities that happen. I can show you where everything was planted. First up, we have firewood, and the neighbor's barking dog in the background, sorry. But yes, look at all of this firewood, and all of that was done on Monday. Yeah, there was a giant cedar log there, and the Bearded Carpenter and Greg and Brett and others helped turn that into firewood. Let's take a look at how big that log was. Pepper and the Bearded Carpenter. I'm just doing a little eavesdropping. So, good deal. And the Bearded Carpenter also leveled out this stump. So it was kind of zigzaggy on the top, and he leveled it out, so that can be useful for something. And yeah, lots of wood cutting was going on. And of course, all of the wood chips were unloaded from the trailer. So yeah, there's kind of, that's the first level, and then we come down, there's kind of a slope right there, and then here's a second level to the front yard. And let's walk down this way. Pampas grass. I do believe that's what it's called, pampas grass. And this is where they put that gorgeous rose bush. So yes, the gorgeous rose bush is next to the pampas grass, and we're over here close to my driveway. And then back there, let's go back there. And we're coming up the end of the driveway, headed towards the back of the property. That chicken coop is the back of my property. And this is where they put the mulberry tree. Yeah, a little bit rocky in there, but trees gotta go somewhere. And so that is where the mulberry ended up. Beautiful job they did putting the mulberry on. Also here at the back of the property, that's the willow. That was a volunteer willow from my new place, but those are useful to have at least one willow around. That's the back door to the house, and over here, that was like a little garden area, and I will get that up and going. I'm thinking about doing carrots in there, and I might get rid of those the wood side posts, and maybe use rocks in there. That'd be a good idea. But you can probably see right there, that is a row of canna lilies that the A-team put in. And then over in here are a row of golden raspberries that Papa Pepper had gifted me. So they separated those out a little bit, put the golden raspberries. This thing is kind of cool. That's a wild plum. And it had fallen over, and then the side branches just became trees of their own. That was interesting. Okay, then as you see sprouting up there, those are daffodils, and those were already here. We did not bring those over. I did not bring any daffodils over yet because they are already sprouting like the ones that you see here. And then behind there they put irises. So some of the irises that came over went there. That is a gooseberry. That is a gooseberry. Let's see, that little clump is wild garlic, and nice little clump of wild garlic. And then here in front of the tire, that's a witch hazel. That's the witch hazel that got moved. Okay, one more thing is they planted this little wild plum, and as a companion to the wild plum, some more of the wild garlic. And so that's what we got going here. And this is the big, gorgeous tree towards the front of my property. And under this tree, there was already a patch of irises. So those will be interesting to see come up. And then you can't really see, but they also planted more canna lilies. A row of canna lilies right there along the edge. Looking at the front porch here, thank you. I do believe those are hydrangeas on each side of the front steps. So yeah, look at all that firewood again. Okay, what happened out here in the front yard? That's some more of that pampas grass, I do believe. And then you can see an L shape around there. That's where they put my gladiolas. So that big patch of gladiolas that was in the front yard next to the peach tree at my old place has been relocated over here. Oh, what else? That's where the canna lilies went there. Okay, right here on the corner there is serviceberry. So 3 serviceberries will go in there. Let's get down there in a second. Then we have a row of daylilies, those orange daylilies, all the way up here to the electric pole. And yeah, that'll make a nice row of daylilies. Down here we have the forsythia, and next to it, that was the climbing rose, and then another smaller forsythia in there. So forsythia, rose, and the other forsythia. And those won't get huge, but that'll be a little bit of a block. And there's one of them. Yeah, she's a mommy. Yep. And then down the hill, I'm not going to walk down there next to the creek, but I can see one pile of rocks there. That's elderberry, I believe, and they also put the pawpaws. Pawpaws went down in the wet area next to the creek. Walking back to the front yard now. I think that was about it for, I'm sure I'm forgetting something. But not all of the flowers have been moved from the old place. There's a lot of lilies and daffodils that I have yet to be moved. But one thing I noticed down here, right on the edge by the road, and one of the few cars goes by, yeah, those look like the spider lilies that I have, but there's they're all up in here, and a few more down here. All right, back up at my front steps. So that's where those lilies are, and so I will be moving the lilies I have remaining up in there, and I might do my daffodils too. I probably should have gone ahead and dug up the daffodils, but they were already sprouting, and daffodils are pretty hardy. They just won't bloom this year, or they'll bloom later, but I'll figure out the daffodils. Back inside next to my cozy wood stove. Oh, yes. I love wood stoves. I loved going to my grandparents when I was a kid, and they heated their house with wood here in Arkansas. And so, yeah, I love wood stoves. What I'm not a big fan of is the cutting down trees and processing trees and splitting and stacking and hauling and all that hard physical labor for the firewood. That just does not coincide with my Parkinson's very well. So I do love the wood stove, but it is a lot of work, or you're having to buy firewood. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna enjoy it as much as I can. I will say that. Thank you once again to everybody who came down and helped me move the food forest and so many of my flowers. Thank you, Papa Pepper and Pinky Pepper and Booger and the A-Team, one of his friends and their two boys, and the Bearded Carpenter and Kevin from River Mountain Homestead, and Amanda and Mark from Albany Mountain Homestead came by, and Brett and Deborah, and Monica with the food, and Greg the Great doing chipping in on everything as usual. Oh, that was a wonderful day that I will always remember, and it's great seeing their videos. Papa Pepper has a series of videos from the day, and I'll put a link down in the description below. The River Mountain Homestead, he has a great video from that day also, so please have a look at their channels. Speaking of other channels, yeah, the big plan today was to kick off the Noisy Neighbors collaboration channel with Drew from Dutch Creek Cabin. So that video will be up for you to go take a look at now, because I am done. I've got stuff to do today. So thanks for watching. Thanks for everything towards making my life on an upward trajectory and having fun and enjoying it. And yeah. Take her easy, everybody.